Welcome to SSAID. For Life Elder Care, we are going to do the home delivered meals process in this example. And before we get started into creating the client and the meals and the route sheets, let's go right to home delivered meals and let's set up what has to happen monthly and weekly. Monthly, you need to go out there and create a monthly menu of what meals you're serving in your center. So right now we've got October created. If I go to November here, we have nothing created here. If I want to add, let me show you how I add it here. Chicken for the 4th of November, I would hit apply, and you would just add your entries this way. So for the 5th, I want to add beef, I'll just apply. If I want to add for the 6th, turkey, apply. This creates your calendar of your menu calendar of what meals you're serving for the month. And you got to have this done because the rest of the software compares what is each day you're serving to what the client is receiving or allowed to have, and you can get a report that tells them what meals they cannot have. So an example, Miss Smith might not want chicken, and today you're serving chicken, and every day you can run a report, a no meals list, and it will tell you Miss Smith doesn't get chicken and she's en route 10. So that's very important to get your calendar of your menu of food created first. Okay, so we got October created. Okay, everything's filled out here. So let's go back to the home screen. From here, there's another report, a screen that we have you create. It's called the driver's cheat sheet. Okay, we save every time you create a driver's cheat sheet. And what's nice, if I can go back, if I'm serving right now, you were doing this manually where you would have to insert this into every route. The driver would look at it. Now we're including it in your route sheets, but you have to input the values every week, what you're serving. So I can go in here and input, put the day's date in there, and if I'm serving a hot or frozen meal, and the beverage and the fruit, and it will show up depending on what their meal type is on the route sheets. But what's nice, I can go back, say, like to the 29th. Let's find one that's filled out. I can go back to August 30th, or September 30th, and it's already filled out. And we're serving the same cheat sheet we did back then today. So today is the 22nd of October. So for today, I want to make this cheat sheet for October 22nd. I had it back in September 23 days ago, but now I want to use it again, so I would just say update. So now my cheat sheet for the 22nd here, I can pull it up. It's already filled out, or I can go in and change things. If I want to make this milk, I can, and hit update. Okay, so now it's out there. So now every day the software will read this cheat sheet depending on what day it is and compare what meal the person's getting and then what they can have, and it will show what beverage and fruit for the drivers. So this is done weekly. We first showed you need to fill out your menu calendar monthly. You need to do this weekly, your cheat sheets. So once that's completed, now we can go into and create a client. Let's create a client, a Meal on Wheels client. I'm going to call them MOW1, MOW1. I'm not going to put all the information that's applicable. I'm just going to put in there what I need to, just a birth date and a name, 1900. So I just created a new client. Okay, now I want to make this a Meal on Wheels client. So I'll go to Services, this right up here, this tab. I'll click that, and I'm going to say I'm going to add a Meal on Wheels record. So it comes back. Now we've got a Meal on Wheels record. From here, we put what route ID they're part of, so route 2, what delivery sequence, if you know it at the time, or you can create it using other pieces of the software. Let me hit save here. From here, I'm going to go down and create their schedule, what meals they're getting, and what days. Here again, you've already decided, we've already set this up where you know what kind of, if they're getting a rhino or a puree or regular meal, vegetable meal, whatever. That's already set up. And again, that's why the cheat sheet will compare what meal they're getting and show it up on the route sheets accordingly. What funding, who's paying for it. Okay, you got special residential directions, if you can put directions in here to show up on the route sheets. And you can also put meal requirements if you like. They're not allowed to have salt or whatever. So let's do this. Let's go down and create the menu, the schedule here, what meals they're getting daily. So we go over here to the meal scheduler, and it just pops up, and we know they're going to get a hot meal every day. This person is Monday through Friday. On Saturday and Sunday, they get a frozen meal. And the way that's set up is your frozen meals for Thursday is delivered Thursday for Sunday, and Friday's frozen meals are delivered for Saturday. And that's how the current system's set up. So we're keeping it the same way. So let me hit save here. So now we set up their schedule. They're getting one hot meal every day and a frozen meal for Saturday and Sunday delivered Thursday and Friday. Now on the no meal list, like I was telling you earlier, if they don't like fish or tuna, you can put this on the no meal list. So when we come up with the kitchen list every day or the day before, it will tell you who does not like this meal. It saves you some time. It just prints a report out, and you know it. You don't have to go through digging through all the route sheets. Also, in your report in the route sheets, if they like rice or tortillas and you're giving those out, you can click this on the record, and it will always be there on the route sheets. If you do have extra, you can include that in their meals. So now we've set up their record for home delivered meals. As you can see, here's their schedule, what they don't want, no meals list, and their extra items. So now we've got a client record set up, and now we have a home delivered meals record set up. This client is now ready to, let me go back to the client detail. This client is now ready to receive meals. Okay, they're active. You can see it's a home delivered meal active client. So we've got the client set up. Okay, now also an extra feature that Life Elder Care offers is you have volunteers that deliver the meals, and we want to track those volunteers' hours and mileage. So what has to happen here, you need to create a volunteer as a client also. So let's create a volunteer here. We'll call it volunteer 1. You would give them the right name, their first name, last name, and their address, and all the pertinent information about that client. You put their birth date in here. If you have it. If you don't, you can make one up. As long as we get them in the software is all we care about in the database. So I've added a record called volunteer. I'm going to go to services now, and I'm going to add a record for volunteers. Okay, so I hit add. This screen comes up, and what it says is, okay, I'm adding a volunteer, but with Life Elder Care, you can have multiple volunteers for different services. But we only want to add a Meal on Wheels volunteer because they're just going to deliver meals. So we're going to highlight Meal on Wheels, and we're going to hit save. Okay. Now, if you noticed in the record, volunteer, his name's here. This field comes up, Meal on Wheels. And it's highlighted. They may have 5 different volunteer services here, but right now they only have 1. So you would click Meal on Wheels, go back into the record. You can start specifying if they speak different languages. You can record that. The driver's license number, their driver's license expiration date, their insurance expiration. If they start and leave, you can keep track of that. What primary route they drive, say they're Route 6. And if they know other routes, you can click different routes. You can scroll down, and you can hold the control button as you're clicking the cursor, and it will save all those routes. So you can look and see that this person knows how to drive routes 4, 5, 6, and 7, which comes in later, very handy when you're looking for a driver that misses or is off today. You can find an alternate driver to take the route over. You can also come in here and say, okay, they drive AMs only Monday and Tuesday and Wednesdays. Okay, you can put comments in here what they drive. Okay, so now I'm going to save the record. So now under Meal on Wheels, I know what routes this person's primary route is, other routes they can drive, what days they drive, AM, PM, and other information here. So now we've created a Meal on Wheels volunteer. And one field I left out is right here, donate. If they want to donate their time and their mileage and their hours, you can click donate. If they want paid monthly, you would specify monthly for this client, or if they want paid quarterly, you would specify quarterly. So let's say he wants to be paid monthly. Let me hit save here. So now we've got the volunteer for the Mill and Wheels entered. So now let's go back. We've got everything set up now to do a daily process. So what happens every day? We'll run a report, the no meal list, 22nd. Let's see if there's any bodies on the report. Okay, this person doesn't like chicken, route 10. So you can pull up Lisa's route sheet and exchange her meal for something else. Okay, so that's what this report does. You can hit print here. Let's go back to the kitchen list. Now we're ready to create the kitchen list. Okay, let me delete this here. I did this earlier. So I'm going to go in here and say for the 22nd, I want to create the kitchen list. These are all the active clients for to get some meal. What day I want to see this day? I want to create the kitchen list right here. Okay. So now what happens is every person that gets a home delivery meals that's active will show up on this list. And from here you can create a kitchen pack sheet. And it brings up a list, a summary of every type of meal that you're delivering, your drivers are delivering per route, and their drinks, okay? And the total at the bottom, so they know how many meals they should have. Once the drivers, you've got the meals ready to go to the drivers, the next thing you do is you would move this to the delivery list, this data. Now once it's down here, it's ready to be delivered. From here you can create the route sheets. The route sheets are for life. And I've got it for the 22nd. Okay. This will bring up all route sheets. And it should also include the cheat sheet on the route sheet. If you noticed here, here's your cheat sheet that you used before, a hard copy. Now it's part of the software. It tells them it's regular meal, milk, apple. And then we have a total here for that route, what kind of meals are being delivered. Okay, and you can verify it. It also says they get extra items. They want both rice and tortilla. So that is the daily home delivery meals. Now, a couple of things you can do, and we're working on that to make things nicer. You can go out and route the map, resequence them, optimize the map, if you like. But for right now, we won't go into that detail. Let's just go into where the day before, you'll create the kitchen list and the route sheets for the drivers. And the cheat sheets are part of that also. So you would get this to the drivers. They would deliver the meals. Once they come back with the list, you would post them to history. And this will go away. And now it's in history. You can go to modify history, and you can do billing from here. Okay, so that's the daily process for the kitchen. Now, what happens when the drivers bring back the route sheets, or maybe the volunteers administrator will bring it in after they deliver the meals, or they go off to deliver the meals. What has to happen now is someone has to enter the hours and the mileage for each volunteer for each route. So you would go to the main menu, you would go to volunteers, and this is for tracking the driver's hours and the mileage. And you would go to Mill on Wheels volunteers. Okay, so for today's date, for whatever route, let's find who the driver was. Let's say Ed Barnes was the driver. He drove route 4. These are the two options. These are the two fields that you have to find: is the driver and the route. And once you do that, the software will bring up the hours and the mileage for that route. If you notice, route 4 is 14 miles. If I go to route 12, it's 17 miles. You can put whatever comments you want here. Then you hit save. And now we have saved the hours and the mileage for that driver volunteer from Mill on Wheels. And we can run reports and pay him accordingly, monthly, weekly, daily, whatever you desire. So that is the other step for Mill on Wheels. Not only do you run the kitchen list and the route sheets, you got to come in and you got to enter, after the drivers have delivered the meals or on their way to deliver the meals, what driver delivered what route, so we can record the mileage and the hours that they've served. So that is the Mill on Wheels process right now. There's one more step we're missing, and I'm going to go to that right now. Every week you run a frozen pack sheet for Saturday and Sunday, because you have to order the frozen meals a week in advance. And what you do there, you come in here and you say frozen pack sheets. You would come in here and you would put in a Saturday's date, because you're running it for Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday is on the 25th, so let's put the 25th here of October. There's a Saturday right there. What it will do, it will go out and create, it will go out in advance and find out who all gets Saturday and Sunday's meals in the future. And it will bring it back for each route. And this will be your route sheets. This will be your pack sheets for the frozen meals for the following week. And you can also use these sheets to order your frozen meals a week in advance from your provider. So this is how it is per each route. What route gets frozen meals? It's not broken down by person. It's just by routes. And I know that is used. You'll pull that out every Thursday and Friday. You'll pull out these two pack sheets. When you print them off, there'll be two of them, one for Saturday and one's for Sunday, if you noticed here. And you would take those out to the drivers when they're packing the meals also. So this is the other step that we had to include is the frozen meals. Since you're doing it a week in advance, you would just put in Saturday's date. If I put in the 18th, Saturday's the 18th of Saturday, it goes out and pulls in Saturday and Sundays only. So you got to make sure you enter this date of the Saturday, that the week that you're looking for. And we'll see these values change. Okay. Some of them may not change because they may be the same clients getting the same frozen meals. So that's pretty much the new Meal on Wheels, home delivered meals process. You'll also have many reports you can go to and pull off your information. You go to reports, home delivered meals. Look for the reports that you may be applicable, that you're needing. And also for billing. We're still adding reports daily, as long as we have requirements, what you need. Under billing, you would also, for home delivered meals, the person doing the billing and invoicing, the reports would be right here. If you're receiving payments on meals, you would go to payments. That concludes the home delivered meals for Life Elder Care. Any questions, you can always email Dennis or Rom at SSAID.com, or you can go to our website and fill out a technical support item if you'd like, or you can call our 800 number also. Again, thank you for using SSAID. Have a great day.